What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be making some number plates for my YXZ. I don't do all that much racing, but I really like the look of number plates. I like that style. It's kind of the style I'm going for on this YXZ. So I thought it'd be a cool thing to make. If I don't like them, I can take them off. But the number plates I made are a lot different than the number plates you can buy from different manufacturers. They're really cool. Feel free to take this idea and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I brought the number plates out to the barn. So this one is the driver's number plate. I'm kind of bummed. I'm gonna have to modify these. They're really well made. Weller did a really good job on them. I just kind of ordered them quickly without thinking. And there's a couple things that I don't like about it. So I'm gonna have to modify it. And also it doesn't fit with my crash cage. So the stock frames don't have this gusset right here. So this is supposed to line up with that end, and then that's supposed to go in, but see, the gusset is right in the way. So that's not gonna work. And then also, this thing is gigantic. I did not expect them to be this big. When you look at them off the machine, they don't look giant, but I mean, that takes up so much space. I really like the shape of them, and I really like the coating on it, which sucks that I have to cut on it. The other thing, I thought these holes right here, I thought those lined up with your factory bolts. But no, you're supposed to drill them and put new hardware in, and I'm really not a big fan of putting holes in my plastic. I just, I think there are other ways around that. So I kind of came up with another idea. So my plan is to switch these around. So I'm going to use the passenger side plate, and that one fits up like that, but I still don't love the length of it. So I plan on cutting it. I haven't decided yet, but taking, I think it was 4 inches off this side, 2 inches off the top. And I think that's a more reasonable size for a number plate. Looking back here, I think I might try to cut this off and then bend it down so I can use my factory bolts. Or I may get new bolts, but use the factory locations and mount it on the back side. I might put either a pad or some Velcro here, something removable, just so it doesn't make any noise. And then I'll probably tie in to the cage somewhere on one of these bars. That way it's sturdy. And I'd like it a little bit smaller. So I'm definitely going to modify this, which is unfortunate. I thought about just making my own and selling these, because I did pay a little over $100 for both of these shipped here. They were like $40 a piece. I had to get the drivers and passengers, so that's $80. Shipping was just around $100. And it really hurts me to have to cut these and bend them and paint them. I should have just bought some metal and done it myself. I'm not dogging on Weller at all. This is a great product, and if I had a stock cage or even maybe a different cage without this bar here, it definitely would have fit up. And I think if your YXZ is all decked out and with long travel and everything, maybe the big number plate would look like it fits with it, but mine being so close to stock right now, I feel like a smaller number plate fits it better. So yeah, I'm gonna start modifying this. All right, I got my letters and Filthy Knobs Off-Road sticker designed up.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
I measured out the number plate. I'm gonna use my wife's Cricut. Hopefully that material is decent. All right, I'm gonna get it cutting. I gotta choose a color. I got a blue that might match, but if it doesn't match, that's gonna really bother me. So, got gold glitter, some rainbow. I think that's removable. I think I might just go with the standard white. All right, let's shine a little light on this. Oh, heck yeah. Alright, she's ripping. Alright guys, this is what you gotta think of. When you get your wife a gift, you need to get something that you're gonna be able to use too. There we go, I just cut off the extra. I'm sure you can't see that. I'm not good at this. There's probably some craft ladies watching this just cringing right now. Alright, now I will lay it out and see if the area I've planned is big enough. So that one will go there. It goes there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not bad at all. I'm gonna start trimming the number plates. This is really gonna hurt me because they were kind of expensive, but hopefully it turns out nice. All right, now I'm gonna cut this way, which doesn't seem right, but I don't know what I'm gonna use to mount on this backside, so I wanna leave enough tab to mount on. I found this caulk tube, which seems to be really close to the radius that Weller used. So I'm gonna just use this to create my rounds on the corners. That tail that I left on here for mounting, I ended up cutting that off. But man, it looks pretty good. A lot smaller than the original one. I really like the look of it now. Yeah, that looks like it fits a lot better. The other one was just so big. So I plan on using these two bolt holes to mount this. So I'm gonna bend this tab down, drill some holes in it, and then cut it off a little bit. So I'm gonna try to bend it down right at that edge, and then the same thing up here. It's gonna be a little bit crooked of a bend because it's smaller up on this ridge than it is right there. But Yeah, I think that's gonna look really good. And then I'm gonna try to tie it into the cage up here somehow. I think just a rubber clamp with some standoffs will do. But man, I'm really liking the look of it. The hard part's gonna be mirroring what I did to this one onto the other side. All right, I'm gonna use this T-bevel here to get that angle so I can kind of test it. So that looks pretty good there. All right, I'll tighten that down. Number plate clamped down. I put an angle iron on here and clamped it on both ends. And then I just lined it up with my mark here. Hopefully this bends pretty easy. I wish I had a sheet metal brake, but I do not. So we'll see. Not bad. Let's see how close that is. Boy, that's really close. Not too bad. Let's test it out. The angle's looking pretty good, honestly, but it's hitting up there. So I'm gonna have to cut some material off so it sits down right. Sitting flat, so can't ask for much more. I really wish the bend was a little more crisp instead of gradual, but luckily it didn't crack the powder coat bending it that way, so I'm happy with that. All right, let's see. Well, we got one to line up. Let's see if we got two. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Tighten it down. There, it's bolted up, but I definitely need it to go over more. But man, I think it looks really good so far. Bolts lined up perfect. I'm gonna move it just a little bit more. But yeah, heck yeah. All right, I bent it a little more. It's pretty close to straight with this wall. It's hard to tell because the fender kind of angles out, but I like it. Before I actually mount it, I am going to put padding underneath here. I'm not going to let it just scratch all over my plastic or anything. But yeah, now I got to make the other side. There we go. Matches really well. Kind of got the same angle and everything. Nice. All right, I tried not to scratch this up too much. It still looks pretty good. The edges are bare, but I bought a paint marker to touch this up. I was hoping to save this powder coat, which it looks like it's pretty good. So I'm gonna go clean them up, paint the edges, and apply the stickers. All right, I'm gonna clean these up with some alcohol. Just get them ready for stickers and paint. Don't mind the tablecloth. My wife gets tablecloths to match every holiday coming up, so we have an Easter tablecloth currently. Okay, we'll see how this works. Ain't bad. That paint marker did a really awesome job. I'm glad I did that instead of repainting the whole thing. It looks really good. All right, the fabrication was the easy part. I hate putting stickers on. The chances that this comes out straight is not good. All right, now I just gotta figure out what goes on this one. Heck yeah, I really like that. All right, there we go. Looks pretty sweet. I love it. All right, I got some self-stick foam adhesive to put on the bottom of these. That way it doesn't scratch up my plastic. I'm not gonna pull this sticker off because I tried to peel it off and it's not coming off, so I think it'll be fine. All right, let's get them installed for good. All right. All right, they're on now. I really like the look of them. I like that I made it a lot smaller. I think that looks a lot better. It kind of matches with the sharp edges of the fenders in the cage. I really like that. I don't think it's gonna hit on my cage. And it's pretty guarded from like branches and everything. So I don't think I'll have any problems with it. So I did buy some of these brackets and I can put them on my cage somewhere. And then I was thinking about putting another bolt in here so it's a little more solid, but I didn't want to ruin the looks of this front face. So I'm gonna try it like this for a while. And if I get any rattling or anything, I'll probably put this brace and another bolt in it and paint it black. But I think it'll work like this. I'm really glad that I cut these down because I think the original size would have been way too big. I really like the look of it. They're just noticeable enough, not too overwhelming looking. Yeah, looks awesome. I chose 999 for my number plate as a tribute to one of my favorite artists who's passed away, Juice WRLD. That's right, I listen to rap music. I listen to all different kinds of music, primarily rap, honestly, but Juice WRLD references 999 in a lot of his songs. 999 represents taking whatever ill, whatever bad situation, whatever struggle you're going through, and turning it into something positive to push yourself forward. 999 and the meaning behind it really resonated with me because I have had a wild year and a half. I used to live downstate in Grand Haven and I worked at a company for about 9 years and then all of a sudden they closed up and I was out of a job. I had my daughter was a baby, my son was really young, and I mean financially I had a bunch of money saved up, so it wasn't too bad there, but I was stuck in a house that I absolutely hated. I owned a duplex and lived in half of it, rented out the other side. It was paying for itself, but it really was no fun living there, and I felt like I was stuck because the housing market was so terrible. And I mean, I went to a bunch of job interviews for jobs that I didn't want, and nobody was paying what I wanted to make or close to what I was making. So, I mean, after a ton of searching, I finally found a job up here in Traverse City. I took the job, but I had to live for half the year without my family. They were 4 hours south at my parents' house, and, you know, being away from your family is really hard. It was a really hard time. I had anxiety. I had panic attacks. I went to the hospital for panic attacks. I mean, just the stress of, you know, needing a job. At that time, I was selling the house. I was looking for a house, not able to find a house. And I mean, being away from your family, being 2 to 4 hours away from anyone you know. I mean, I was in a really bad place. Not to mention, like, at the worst part of it, there was shooting threats in my son's school. And I was just having a bad time. That's when I came out with the throttle therapy video on this channel. I was going through a lot of stuff at that time. But anyway, I mean, as it relates to 999, I mean, I worked extremely hard, did a lot of stuff, you know, I didn't want to go through. I mean, made a lot of connections. I mean, I really powered through a lot of obstacles in that time, and I'm proud of myself for it. But, you know, I completely turned the situation around from something. I was in a bad place mentally, emotionally, everything at that time, and I completely turned it around. I mean, we finally got another nice house. I'm making more money. I'm up north where the trails are. And I mean, I'm really happy that I went through all that and that I could, you know, work hard and turn it around. And I think it's a really good message for people that, you know, whatever you're going through, you can definitely turn it around. So, you know, it's a little bit cheesy, but it's something I definitely believe in. Hope you liked this video. Maybe it gave you some ideas. I'm really happy with how the number plates came out. They were really fun to make, really easy modification. And yeah, I think it's gonna look really cool when this whole build comes together. It was just something that I've wanted to do, and I finally got the time to do it. So yeah, if you like this video, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. We have tons of YXZ modification videos, trail riding, just a lot of off-road videos in general. We got sport quads, snowmobiles, lots of different side-by-sides in and out of the channel, modification videos, tips and tricks, just general riding. Yeah, lots of stuff. So yeah, check out some of our videos and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.